Hello everyone, welcome back to Cybertix. Today we are going to continue learning about log analysis, but it will be more into AWS side, where we will explore different services of AWS. If you are new to this challenge, make sure you check out our previous videos. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So let's just start with the day 7 challenge, that is about oh no, I'm speaking in cloud trails. So this is just a story which we can see it later on. So monitoring in an AWS environment. So care for where's infrastructures runs in the cloud. So they choose AWS as their cloud service provider, it is the CSP. Instead of their workloads running on physical machines on premises, they run on virtualized instances in the cloud. These instances are in AWS called EC2 instances, that is the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. And a few members of the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 SOCs aren't used to log analysis on the cloud. And with the change of environment comes a change of tools and services needed to the platform, their duties. Their duties these times are to help care for wares figure out what happens to the charities fund. To do so, we will need to learn more about AWS services and also about the CloudWatch. So what is CloudWatch? AWS CloudWatch is a monitoring and observability platform that gives us greater insights into our AWS environment by monitoring applications at multiple levels. CloudWatch provides functionalities such as the monitoring of the systems and application metrics and the configurations of alarms on those metrics for the purpose of today's investigations. Though we wanted to focus on especially on the CloudWatch logs, running an application in a cloud environment can mean leveraging lots of different services. Example, service running the application, a service running triggered by that applications, a service running the application's backend, etc. etc. This translates to log being generated from lot of different sources. The CloudWatch logs make it easy for user to access, monitors and store the logs from all the various sources. A CloudWatch agent must be installed on an appropriate instances for applications and system metrics to be captured. So a key feature of CloudWatch logs that will help the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 SOC squad and us make sense of what happened in their environment is the ability to query application logs using filter patterns. Below are some CloudWatch terms which we can go further. That is about the log events. A log event is a single log entry recording an application event. These will be timestamped and packed with the log messages and metadata. Log streams. Log streams are the collections of log events from a single source. Log groups. Log groups are the collection of log streams. Log streams are collected into a group when logically it makes sense. For example, if the same service is running across multiple hosts. Now there is another service of AWS, that is the Cloud Trail. CloudWatch can track infrastructure and application performance. But what if you wanted to monitor actions in the AWS environment? This would be a track using another service of AWS, Cloud Trails. Actions can those be taken by a user or a role to a user given them a certain permissions, or an AWS service are recorded as event in AWS Cloud Trail. Essentially, any actions that user takes or service will be captured and stored. Some feature of Cloud Trails like it is will always on. Cloud Trail is enabled by default for all the users. JSON formatted. All event types captured by CloudTrails will be in the CloudTrails JSON format. Event history. When user CloudTrails, they will see an option event history. Event history is a record of that action that has been taken place in the last 90 days. These records are queryable and can be filtered out on attributes such as resource types. Trails. The above mentioned history events can be thought of all the default trails included out of box. However, user can define their own custom trails to capture specific actions, which is useful. If we have some monitoring scenarios, you can take a want to capture and store beyond the 90 days of history event, we can do that also. Deliverables. As mentioned, CloudWatch can be used as single access endpoints for logs generated for various sources. CloudTrails is no different and has an optional feature enabling CloudTrails log to be delivered to the CloudWatch. So, as mentioned, CloudTrails helps and captures and record takes actions. So these actions could be interactions with any number of AWS services. For example, like S3 buckets, IAM, that is the identity and access management services, which is used to be secure access of your AWS environment with the creation of different identities and assigning them a particular roles to those identities. Will they have action taken with their service recorded? Now, intro to JQ. Now, JQ, earlier it was mentioned that CloudTrail logs were JSON formatted, right? When ingested in large volumes, this machine readable format can be tricky to extract meaning from, especially in the context of the log analysis. The need then arises for something to us that is transform and filter that JSON data into meaningful data we can understand and use to gain security insights. That's exactly what JQ is. That is the it is doing. Similarly to command tools like 𝑐d, awk and grep, JQ is lightweight and flexible command just to process the JSON format and all. So how we can it use? So let's take a look of how JQ to transform the JSON filter data. So we just have to copy this. So let me just save it as booklist.json. Over here we have the terminal. Let me just open the terminal. Cool. So nano booklist.json, and we are going to add that particular JSON data. Control O, Control X. Cool. So we can see booklist.json over here, which we have added the content. Now we will use a JQ. JQ takes two input filters. The filter you wanted to use followed by the input field. We start our JQ filter with a dot. We just tell JQ are accessing the current input. From here we can wanted to access array of values stored in our JSON, that is the complete array. So it will be gonna look like this, and then our booklist.json. So let me just go ahead and type this complete command. So JQ, afterwards JQ over here dot, and then curly braces, and then booklist.json. You can see previously how it was looking out and now how it is looking, right? We can see that it's completely in a JSON proper well formatted data, that is the book list, where the children's and page count as well. So let me just hold it over here and we can see this particular thing properly till now. Yep. So now we have seen. Now suppose if wanted to look into the particular value, that is the key, that is the book title, so we can directly use pipe and then this particular key, which we are going to use it now. So let's just see. If we, I guess it's not going to see. Okay, I have to enter it into the single quote. So let me just clear the command, so we can just take a look. Space and shift over here, enter. So we can see how it has took only the book title. Basically it's using like a grep command only, so nothing much we have to look into that. So the peculiar case of the care for wares dry funds. Now that we have refreshed our knowledge of AWS, CloudTrails and JQ alongside MaxKD, let's investigate the peculiar case for wares dry funds. The responsible where for the Care for Where charity drive gave us the following information regarding this incident. We sent a link on the 20th of November to everyone in our network that points to a flyer with the details of our charity. The details include the account numbers to receive the donations. We received many donations the first day after sending out the link, but there were none from the second day on. I talked to the multiple people who claim that they have donated to some respectable sums, that is amount. One showed his transactions and I noticed that the account number was wrong. I have checked the link and it was still the same. I opened the link and the digital flyer was the same expected from the particular account number. 𝗏𝐾𝐸 recalls putting the digital flyer where will his bank account QR.png in an AWS bucket named as where will his care for wares. So let's just assist 𝗏𝐾𝐸 and start by finding out more about the link. Before that, let's just review the information what we have currently. So the day after the link was sent out, several donations was received. Since the second day after the sending the link, no more donations has been received. A donator has shown a proof of his transaction. It was made 3 days after he received the link. The account number in the transaction was not correct. 𝗏𝐾𝐸 put these digital flyers in the AWS bucket object, that is the where will his bank account QR.png, under the bucket of where will his care for wares. So let's just start and look into that. So glitch did it. Let's examine the CloudTrails logs, a log related to care for wells S3 bucket. So this is a quick example which they have given. Even we can take a look into that particular stuff by moving to the, let me just see, ls and then cd where will is logs, clear it, ls. You can see there are logs, the CloudTrail logs and rds.logs over here. So let's just see CloudTrail logs. Oh god, so it has many it is in the JSON format, but it's a completely in a raw format, and it has many data over here, we can see it. So we have, obviously we have to use JQ over here. So let's just start with that. But we can understand this JSON body over here. We can see that is the type I am user. Every user will have some of the principal ID, and ARN is like particular access management, where it has the user have this particular access to this particular bucket, that is the where village collectors. So similarly, auth headers, request ID, and all the details are there. So user identity, details of the user that acted on an object. Event type, when did the action occur. Event type, what type of event has occurred, that is the AWS API call, AWS console login. So over here we can see the event type over here. Let me just see. Yeah, AWS API call was happened over here. So event source, from which service was that event has been logged. Event name, what specific action has been occurred, there is a list object, get bucket object, like that. So over here let's just see, this is the event name, list object, so it is going to list all the objects of that particular bucket. Source IP address, user agent, and request parameter. By using the above guide, we can start performing into the stuff. So the I am user, where will this collector listed all the objects which we have seen. The IP address from which the request is originated is 332.247.214.56. So user agent indicates that the request was made using the AWS SDK tool for Go. So we can see there are two logs which we have already done, and we will use this particular JQ command. We do not need to understand it completely because most of the users are completely beginner. So we are just using our JQ with we are checking only for the record parameters, where we are selecting the event source as s3.aws amazon aws.com, and the request parameters with the bucket name as where will is care for wares into the CloudTrails.json. So let me directly copy the command and paste it and hit enter. You can see it has specifically given for the care for wares only, and it has given a complete object names over here, that is the I am user which we have seen. Username is glitch, AWS S31 these are the AWS region which has been hosted over there. You can see the complete details, vendor, Oracle, and after that it's just a normal things which we had got in a proper format. So even they had given a properly explanation what do we mean by that. That is a JQ-R filter. The -R flags tell us the JQ to output the result in a raw format instead of JSON. Note that filter section is enclosed with our single quotes. The last part of the command accepts the input files, that is our CloudTrails log.json, and in the record instructing the JQ to pass the event in the record container element. The record field in the top of the element is the JSON formatted. After that, we use the previous commands output and filter it out into the event source and request parameter dot bucket name keys. The value s3.amazon.com is used to filter out the related to the Amazon AWS service, and the value of the where village care for wheres is used for the event related stuff for the bucket. So again it is the same thing, where we are giving the complete name. Till now it is proper. After that we are also giving event name, event type and every details from and get it from that 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀 over here. So let me just directly copy, clear the command, or else we can directly just paste it out, nothing else. So we have directly listed our objects into that particular key and value pairs. So we can see glitch where will is care for wheres over here, list objects, pull objects. Pull object, it means like it is going to be fetch something. So let me just take a look. Okay, it says the bank details where will a bank account qr.png. So it is pulling some of the stuff. So let me just directly see into the questions. If we are facing out, what is the other activity made by the glitch aside from the list object action? So we can see list object is done by the glitch. Glitch has also performed the pull object. So let me just copy it and paste it over here and let's see. Yeah, it's a correct answer. What is the source IP address of the related to S3 bucket activities of the user grid? So till now we have not reached over there. So let me just directly jump to over here. As we can see the result, we can full focus on the notable items, but our initial goal is to render out the output in a table to make it easy to digest. So let's just upgrade our command using our column things and all. So let me just see it. Okay, also we have seen over here that is this is the IP address of the glitch which are being used. So let me just try it out if it is working or not. So let me just copy it and paste it out over here and let's see. Cool. Based on event source field, what AWS service generates the console login? So we have not looked into that. So let me just copy this command. I guess we are little bit upward over here. So yeah, let's just go with the step by step so and understand it properly. Cool. We can see the source IP where the IP is from this, which we have already seen in the JSON format. A event name list object has been done. So glitch are in the 4 usernames which are using a list object, and only one was thing, that is the put object was there. And after that bucket names, these are the bucket names which they had given, and the key, what are the bank QR code and all, which we have already seen in the particular stuff. Note. So now we have crafted a JQ query that provides a well refined output. Let's just take into the look of the results of the event. So based on the columns, we got the following answers of our question. So looking at the results, 5 logs event seems related to where village cares for where's bucket, and almost all are related to the user glitch aside from the listing the object inside the bucket. The most notable detail is that the user glitch uploaded the where village bank account qr.png on November 28. This seems to be coincide with the information we have received about no donations has been made 2 days after the link was sent. 𝗏𝐾𝐷 is sure there was no glitch in the system before. There is no one in the city hall with that name either. The person that 𝗏𝐾𝐷 knows with the name is the hacker who has keeps to himself. 𝗏𝐾𝐷 suggests that we look should into the anomalous user as well. So does the 𝗏𝐾𝐷 fooled us? 𝗏𝐾𝐷 wants to know that his anomalous user account has been used for when it was created and who created it. So we have to given the enter the command below to see all the related events and all. So let me just directly copy it out and paste it over here and hit enter. So over here we can see that this is the event type, event source, event name, what are the stuff has been done by the glitch over here. But after that, you can see it is just heading to the bucket, listing out the objects, and he has put that particular object, that is about the qr.png one, and again he is listing out. After that, there is one suspicious thing, that is about the console login. In the console login, there is an event source, that is a signin.amazon.com. It means that after he has got some kind of access, then he will able to get into the console login, and then he is fetching the get cost and usage. After that, listing out the bucket, all the things are being done. So I guess this is the particular domain which we are looking for the answer. So console login event, yeah. So when did the anomalous user trigger to that particular event? So let me just see. So this was the timestamp. Cool. What was the name of the user that has been created by the 𝐾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙀𝙀 user? It's a glitch. Copy over here and paste. What type of access was assigned to the anomalous user? So till now we had not seen that particular access control over here, because that will be related to the ARN. So let me just go back to over here and see, we will still need information about which tool and OS were being used into the request. Let's view the user agent as well. So instead of that particular glitch over here, we are getting a glitch, and apart from that source IP, we are also adding one another command, that is a user agent. So it is going to give us user agent as well as a value. So let me just paste it and hit enter. Cool. The logs looks really different. So the reason is because we have seen the user agent is always into the very lengthy. So control shift minus minus. Yep. I guess this is little bit okay, and there is many logs things, and this particular sandbox environment is getting lag, so not an issue. So we have seen AWS API call listing the object by the glitch with the add particular IP address of S3 console. After getting down, when we see the put object for that particular AWS API call, put object has been done by the glitch. This was the IP address, and he had used a Mozilla browser into his Macintosh, that is the Mac OS. So we got to know that this is being used by the Mac OS. So as per an experienced attacker can forge this value, but we should also not dismiss this information can be valuable when comparing different logs entries for the same user. We will park the current information for now. Let's gather more information to connect the dot. So instead of that, now let's just take an interesting event to look for, who is creating this anomalous user account. We will filter out our IAM related event, and this can be done by using dot event source is equal to iam.aws.com. So let me copy and control shift T. Okay, so it is going to the new tab, open tab. Over here we are going to use it. You can see the source IP is completely same. 𝐾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙀𝙀 has done. These are the events, that is the listing out the policy, get the policy, list the policy and all. After that, create an login profile, attach user profiles, list user and create user. So if you take a good and proper look, that 𝐾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢𝙀𝙀 has created a one particular anomalous user, and he is reporting back to us directly. So based on the result, there are many list policy events. By ignoring these events, it can seem the most significant IAM activity is about the 𝐾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙀𝙀 invoking the create user action and consequently invoking the attach user policy action. The attach user policy action we can see over here, that is over here, right? So it means that he had given his custom policy. It means he can might access some of the other environments of the AWS services as well. So the source IP were given this, and remember that it is the same IP where we had got the anomalous user glitch is used. So let's just take a more detailed look who had created user actions over here. So by seeing this particular log, so directly copy the commands and paste it out. We can see over here. So event version type IAM user, user is maxkd who has performed a username and access id and all the stuff. Afterwards, we have seen create user. This is the important part. Username was glitch. User is also has been access of glitch over here. And after that, AWS API call was been happened. So let's just see the user maxkd and glitch. Now, based on the requested parameters of the output, it can be seen that it was the only user maxkd who has created the anomalous account. Now we need to know what permission the anomalous user has. It could devastating because he had already added the attach user policy, right? So let's just given as image event name, that is the attach user policy when it was happened into that particular log. So you can see, so user maxkd was then afterwards attach user policy event has been created, and the policy ARN is administrator access. That's what I was expecting, because once we get the administrator access, then we can do and access any kind of services of the AWS. So might be this is the answer. What type of access was assigned to the anomalous user? That is the and administrator access. Which IP does mere malware typically log? So currently, which we are not into that particular stuff. So yep, logs don't lie. MaxKD suggests looking closely at that IP address and the operating system related to all those anomalies event. So let's just use these following commands to, as he was saying that he is not the culprit over here. So let me just directly clear the command and hit enter. So again we have to see over here, we can see the head bucket of the Mayor malware. This was the IP address. First we will see all the IP address. It is the same username, event name has been head bucket. Glitch has put this particular stuff. Okay. Console.login is also been done by Mayor malware. So over here we can see the maxkd, all the stuff has been done. So now based on the command output, 3 user account which we have seen, that is the maxkd, glitch and mail malware was accessed using the same IP address. Now the next step is to check it out each user and see if there is any other work IP addresses or not. So over here we just have to copy the command, and you can see the username as a placeholder. So we just have to change that particular placeholder to some of the stuff. So let me just I guess they don't have stuff. So let me just open my notepad over here and then paste it command here. So over here, let's just see about the maxkd, copy and then paste it out. Cool. It is using the same IP addresses of the Macintosh Mac OS, that is about the maxkd. Okay. Afterwards, we have to look for the glitch. Okay, he has accessed the AWS internal commands. So over here, so let me just take a look. Source IP addresses, that is a 5394. Any abnormal IP address? No, there is no abnormal IP address. So let me just take a name of the Mayor malware. I guess this is the culprit me now. So let me see. Okay, username, source IP address was 69. Okay, everything looks good over here till now. So when gathering the information, which IP does not typically logs into that. So based on the result, we have proven that maxkd used a different account, different IP address. Oh, okay, is it? So let me just copy that and see it in a proper way and understand it properly. Where is the source IP address? Okay, this is the source IP address. Okay, yo, sorry for that. We have not seen the log properly. And over here we can see that log IP address is 31.210.15.79. So let me just copy it out and paste the IP address over here and submit it. Okay, that which IP address may typically used to log in, it is the same as previous. So let me just paste it over here. That is the glitch one, because it is all around the same IP, right? So max KD actual IP address. What is the bank account number owned by the 𝗏𝙗 malware? So let's just take a look into this RDS log. So grep, I will open up the new log. I mean to say new tab, and open up the new file. So over here we have seen a complete transaction. So let me just get a proper view of it. So insert into this is the SQL statements. Okay, 𝗏𝙗 malware has given some of the values. Okay, and we can see 𝘾𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙪𝙾 funds. Afterwards it has been done, 193 has been sent amount to directly to the 𝗏𝙗 malwares, and I guess this is the account number. So let me just copy and try it out, because rest all the account numbers are same. So from the day 2, so this particular stuff is going to be huge. So let me just copy it out. So yes, this was the account number of the 𝗏𝙗 malware. So what he has done actually, on the day 1 he has seen many of the users had keep on donating, so he has just changed the account numbers where all the transactions are being sent to that particular account. So we have completed our track me day 7 challenges, that is how we have to check the logs of the AWS thing. It is also one of the part of AWS pen testing. So I hope you understand what is CloudWatch and CloudTrails and what's the difference between them. Also, we have seen the power of JQ. It was really fast, sorting out all the logs quickly and had given in a good format. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in our Telegram community channel. If you like this video, please share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till that time, goodbye and Jai Hind.